I'm being caught off guard a couple of times, go down early on. And when we talk about them so much, it's because like they did just deliver a different breed of how you approach the game. They're a team that certainly are doing everything they can to ensure they get into that Pro League.
I'm going to call out one team this game that I want us to keep an eye on because they had their spurs of oh my god, these guys can do it moments last week. That I'm hoping to see from the very start here again. Aztec Warriors.
Yes.
They started getting things going with their rotations last week. They all of a sudden, they were not 2, they were not 3 guys alive in the late game. They came in 3, 4 guys, started taking some of these fights that they weren't capable of doing earlier because it simply didn't have the manpower. And if they can keep that going into today's games, who knows? Who knows? We might be in for a good one. But now, as we can see, plane is taken to the sky. First match of the day has started, and not a whole lot new under the sun. We got our usual drops, and this lobby is so interesting compared to the other one because we got Milta, we got Milta Power, we got Novo, all these areas taken where the other lobby spread out all over the map instead.
Yeah, it's a very different breed, right? And this is what's going to make it interesting when the two groups come together because it's going to be a fight for some zones for sure. Now, Riddle going up to Saverny is nothing new. We got Seek Org up there at the north of Georgia, Part and 3D Max. And despite them being close this whole time, they never kind of came off in these battles, right?
One thing I'm interested to see is we can assume, holy cow, that's a circle. But just to finish what I was going to say before, Erangel yesterday, they surprised us a bit by starting to go Sagi North, George.
Yeah.
More likely than not, we'll see Seagorg and Erangel in the finals next week. Who will get to go North, George? Because Erangel has shown us they can go Milta, they can go Prim, but we'll have to. I guess that's something we'll have to wait and see. But for now, Dictator. Why did I have to talk about Aztec Warriors?
Yep, you speak about them and you curse them again, Toby. You're good at this, mate.
Sorry, guys.
Just ruining people's chances. Now, Ghost Legion, which is different to Gamer Legion, right? Ghost Legion started to step up a little bit towards the end. But really on the last day, right, we saw a bit more out of them. So maybe this early confidence kill, okay, you're just getting one from the sky, but it could be just something that helps them solidify themselves a bit more because I want to see a little bit more out of that team.
Alpha Omega in this game. Gamer Legion, you are not allowed to fight on Potato Hill. We saw it back-to-back yesterday with them go out in 16th on their first rotation against Personal Courage. You are not allowed to take a fight with Personal Courage before Circle 3. That's my rule from now on because...
You need to message them afterwards
it's
and be
not
like,
been
guys,
working. Don't do it.
Do not
do it.
And that's a problem, right? Because those two teams basically messing each other up and hindering themselves straight off the bat because it wasn't a possibility for them to actually survive at any point because they were also like, they're both obviously capable teams, but it was never like they just rolled up on them, kept 4 alive and killed 4 of them. It was always, we'd lose a couple of people, we'd split off, we'd then either back away, and it's like, great, you're at a massive disadvantage now, lads.
I say this very often, fighting this early in the game, unless if it's a 4-on-1 kind of pull up and you just wreck him immediately, it's rarely ever worth it to take those long engagements early in the game. And you see right there, Gamer Legion and Personal Courage, they are looting right next to one another. So it makes sense that they have had occasional skirmishes with each other, but hopefully this time around with the circle this far eastern, they'll look to do something else.
Now, Riddle, right, is a team that we talk about quite a bit at the beginning. Then they slowed it down. They started off having some rough engagements, but they were always a team that was willing to take the fights. The problem they had was when some of the other teams started to step up, they were the ones catching the rough trip here. They weren't able to hang on too much. Teams like Tornado Energy, who've got on your screen now, they really came alive in this kind of last day and a half, really.
They did. They did. This, you know, it was clear that from one evening to the next evening, they had sat down, they've talked about things, they did things differently now, and, well, it worked.
and if you're taking it seriously, you have to do that.
Yeah. You have to, and that's what preparation gives you. Proper preparing, proper analysis of the other enemy teams might say, well, oh, we're so good at shooting, we can do this on our own. Well, you might just want to spend a little more time prepping yourself.
And talking about proper analysis, I know Toby on his YouTube does a ton of analysis coming across it on the board. Like, to be fair, if anyone's wanting to look and try and understand some of these things that go down in this game, and at times there is a method to the madness. You might just think it's chaos. Even I sometimes look at it and think it's chaos. There are reasonings behind it, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. But I know, Toby, you pretty much break down everything and every point if you could.
And that's the thing, right? Because there's a reason to it. More often than not, at least in PUBG and in lobbies that play more than just 2 games against each other, boom, on to the next team, you will find tendencies, you will find patterns, and if you happen to have circles that have happened before, I'm going to say a solid 7 out of 10 times, at least, if not more, you will know, if not exactly, then pretty much exactly where teams and how teams and when teams are going to rotate.
Yeah, and that's what we look for, right? We kind of see some changes out of these teams where we go, all right, what can you get done here? How are you going to hang on? And, oh, is he located? I'm not going to say anything because he didn't actually kill himself, didn't knock himself over. He just wasted the car.
And he had a vehicle right next to him, so it wasn't really that big a deal.
Maybe he's just making a blockade.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm just going to give him that. Right, I'm just going to say, you're making a blockade. You need maybe another car, mate, but
he's like, guys, in case this circle hard shifts like 4 times to military, I have started the roadblock. So whenever you guys come down here, we have already one car parked here. Great sense of sort of awareness coming in from Genso right there. I love it. It's very next level strategies, and I'm sure he'll get something off it. Kopis trying to make the run on down.
He can't catch a break at all. Timber's just getting tagged up as well. Page managing to tag him down a little bit. He's going to look for some more options. And this is the problem, right? The split you've already got here from Zoka and Nam means that they can just take a few shots here, take a few picks off. And this is not looking good for Gamer Legion because there's just a lineup of where you can continue to tag them down.
And this is the way and the reason that Zoka and Nam got that many kills, and the reason that they do the split that they do here.
Yeah.
Each side of the road, they know this is the highway entrance point to the circle. But Eki now, I want to say the bottom fragger for his team, but he's still kind of one of the top fraggers in the entire lobby right now. He's all by himself. Vasco, though, pulling up towards him, trying to get in there and help. And you see Page Nival immediately there to assist as well.
And this is so smart, right? He's not trying to engage in this. He's waiting for his teammates to get in position. And this is what we say about Zoka and Nam. You may think of that and like, oh, he's pinned down. This is not a good spot for him. Well, he's ready to give it back to him straight away. Bjorn's up close. You've got Page and Ival now working their way around the side. And Gamer Legion now do have to be very careful because if you take this engagement too hard and you go in and you lose a couple of players here, you need to back away because it's not an early fight you want to take. But Mac, he's going to try and get it done. It's a bit of a spray to start off with. Page has been tagged up. The nade's coming out as well.
And I like what we see Eki do. Buy time for your teammates to come over and help, but nice knock coming in from Bjorn there. He wants the revenge. He knows what they're capable of. And that's one thing as well, right? For us to sit and say, oh, they can't do this. But they know they can, and it just applies even more pressure to them to stand up and deliver. So for Bjorn and company, I know they really want to get back in this.
Yeah, and this is what we were saying about Gamer Legion actually looked so good on the opening days of the start of their group, and it's just afterwards they slowed down. Now they're in a position where they can do some damage here and straight away get the first kill, but also Fenerbahce.
Yep.
Got Zen running straight into him. A lot of damage being done. Page is on extremely low health here. This is not ideal. Zoka Nam just walking into trouble across the board. Shaxi finds Page. It's going to be a knock and a kill. And Zoka Nam down 2 players already. Ival's trying to jump away and he just loses his car in the water. It's the only option he had there because they were getting sprayed down.
That's probably the first time over the span of all the games where something has happened where I've had a 100% guys, you didn't play this right. At no point did they have a guy looking behind cautious of the third party coming in from behind. They knew they were on a highway, meaning a place where a lot of teams would rotate into the circle, and nobody was holding their back as they were all full-on focusing on Gamer Legion, and that came to cost them right there.
And this is what we talk about, right, with PUBG, is we can give you all the analysis of what we've seen. We understand how these players have been playing, but sometimes they ain't going to be able to do it. And I like the fact that Gamer Legion stepped up and took that fight and caused them a problem to make him rotate. Seacorp, though, they're back at it again, and 3D Max. This is a team that 3D Max, right, have so much potential, but constantly find themselves losing players early on. And this is exactly what's happening again. 3D Max being found out here by Seacorp, and Seacorp are delivering the pain.
And I like to see this because it was the exact same thing that happened in that one Miramar game we got with these 2 teams. Rotating the exact same way, but on each their side of their circle. They are the yin and yang to one another in this lobby. They're doing the exact same thing, but legit on each their side of the circle. It's great to watch, and well, I mean, for now at least, it's working.
Yeah, it certainly is working out for Seacorp to start things off with. They're also going to have the north side of this circle looking pretty comfortable for them as the rest of it comes in. Obviously, the damage doesn't matter for now. The new circle's going to pop, and we go all the way down south over Milta itself, and Milta Power in there as well, which is a good thing for some teams who started off there, but the others that are rotating in, it's not a big deal right now, but they're going to struggle to get positions to play from because unless you're coming all the way around, you're going to go for a crazy rotation where you go back through the circle. It's going to be a little bit harder to get some of that southern area.
I'm starting to wonder, wasn't this the same lobby where we had this crazy ending like south of the road down by Milta as well? They are the predictors, the baiters of horrible circles, and here comes one, that's for sure, because there's not a whole lot to play from. Sure, it's only circle 2, but because there's so much water in it, it's really, really limiting your opportunity to get proper rotations with Milter right there in the middle. Millman trying to see if he can get himself some knocks on rotations. Not going to happen, at least not immediately. X-Team, though, spots YMD. Ooh. Spotted, not shooting, maybe a bit too early, didn't really have the line of shot on towards him. Nate's been cooked, it's going to be thrown down now as well, and no. No knocks coming in for him.
YMD low on health. Get the first aid kill. Wouldn't be pressured just yet. Alpha's going to be sprayed down. Ghost Legion walking straight through.
And this is what you can do with just 2 players, right? Yeah. That's the danger of these sort of rotation things. If you don't go somewhat together, and they can just shoot at you, reload, shoot at the next guy, reload. It's so pivotal that you either go full on together or just go one guy. He goes down, well, then at least the other guys have time to rotate the other way around.
Now, the problem here for Tornado is Ghost Legion have all stopped now, the smokes are down, and they're willing to take this engagement. And it's from 2 different areas as well. So unless we can get the full team for Tornado to get involved in this could be pretty difficult for them to deal with.
Casino Millman, they are losing one guy. 7, a team that we haven't at all mentioned today, but also a team that have their slimmer, or their moments, I guess you can say, where they've done crazy things, and then things haven't gone that well for them. They're kind of the make or break team. Either they've got double-digit crazy kill games and win, or they will not.
and that's the thing for 7, right? I think they walked away with 1 win total, but they were just going in for kills. And a lot of times, sadly for them, it meant that they were going out. They were literally walking out and saying, yeah, we're going to take these fights, and then being completely shut down.
We compared to what Erangel were doing in the first couple of days in Group A, right? How they would go aggressive, and which is good, but they would do it too early and lose players in doing so, which would sort of... it would screw them over coming into the final couple of circles. Now, Vasco and Ivel, well, I mean... They didn't want to keep driving, so this rotation, it might make sense. They can go in from south. There's still plenty of room. You do have a team still down on military, though, so they could spot them out and make trouble. But we'll see if any of trouble will come their way. Francario, though, lands a headshot down towards Clip, so they at least know now that this compound is very much taken.
And this is the power of 7. This team alone, right, have the individual ability to get it done and make it work. 3D Max, Phantom on your screen now. His whole team has been killed once again. He's on his own. He's been in this situation so many times, and they just don't want to be the last team, the first team to go out, should I say, because this is the problem. When they get to these late circles and they keep players alive, right, they keep a whole team, even 3 players, they've looked all right. But it's always, oh, we've only got 2 alive and we've still got like 50 people in the server. It's just not been working out for them, their style.
Not at all, if you can. That's what we kept talking about last week as well, how if you have a style and you've seen it work in a lobby, stick to it and do everything you can to sort of feed off of it. And if you constantly lose players early like they've been doing, it's just not gonna work. Now, Circle does include some water, but fortunately not as much as we could fear for Ivel. That's a great circle, and so the Nandel coming in from the south. Next circle, of course, has to shift away from set water, so there will be some predictions coming in. The math calculators will be coming out. Where should we position ourselves to get into the best position for the next one?
And that's where the in-game leaders come into it, right? It's like, okay, where do we have an idea of where it may go? Where is the best opportune placement that we can choose here?
Fenerbahce, they got themselves a good rotation down just before, but with this eastern shift somewhat, they won't really have a whole lot to play from. With that Rich right there, it's kind of blocking off their vision. But for 7, well, they got themselves 2 kills, and now they got a crate in their compound as well. That's a sturdy fence right there. That is one hell of a fence.
The rest of the fence fell with nothing falling on top of it. And this one, so the wind blew over the other one. Huge crate does nothing. Reasonable.
Interesting.
Zoka Nam, they're not going to take the shots just yet. They know it's an outnumbered position for them to play from. There we go. Wait for everything to go past, and then they go in for the kills. This is exactly what you expect from Zoka Nam, but can they get the finish off here, or have they bit off more than they can chew? They've pounced out from the water. Ivel's managed to get the kill onto Sunzi. Ness has come out of the car. Barlos has taken some damage as well, and they're just going to fall back away, heal themselves up, and they've still got the potential of getting back in the boat and just getting out of here.
And I like that they're sticking around, because they must have seen Sok did not lose 2 players earlier in the kill feed, but what's happening right now is they're taking shots from Gamer Legion further inside the mainland, I guess you can say.
And Phantom as well, he picked up onto it. He started to get involved, and this is what's great, right, is Zoka Nam somehow chose the right time there. They waited for it, got the first kill, but now other teams have heard it, and because we're already in such a tight spot, there's a fair few teams around it that can help you out. Now Vasco, he started to take some extra shots, and he just does continue to hit them.
Yeah. I mean, for all it's worth, Ness and Furix might not want to keep shooting, but at the same time, they found themselves in a position now where they can't really go anywhere. Balas, he's down already. Ness is caught behind that US. It's smoking already, so probably don't want to get back inside that one. Furix does have a bit of cover up there, but as soon as he stands up, shots are coming his way.
Carlos is not going to be saved. He's not going to be picked up either with Seacorp. They had good positioning. They thought they had a good opportunity to run through and try and grab the compound just over towards the west of them. But now they're going to pay the price for it.
Benna got himself a point off of the kill on Zabalas. Important points coming for 3D Max. They need everything they can get. They're not safe just yet. We talked about how close this point system or this lobby is as far as points right now. And for Furix and for Ness, seems like they did manage to get that saving grace in the compound just east. Some
may say my heart will go on for Phantom.
Oh, some might say. Some might sing it too. We will never know, will we? Oh, yes, we will, because you did it. If you haven't seen it already, guys, which you probably haven't because it hasn't been released. I was part of watching James sing the amazing anthem to Titanic, and you will not, I mean, you don't want to miss that. Yeah, so whenever it's on YouTube, I'll make sure to retweet it like a billion times. Sorry, and please watch it because it's amazing.
All I'm going to say is, I hate you, Toby, and it's all your fault, and you cheated.
Cheated?
Yep, you knew what was going to happen.
It's my phone again.
Mr. Analysis.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay. But back to the game. Phoenix, a team we have also not talked that much about. Saw them up there in a good position. They knew the circle was going to go in that direction, so they've got themselves a good spot up there. Higgy, not so much trying to see if he could maneuver outside of Milta, but that's the danger of being in these urban areas. People can be hiding right around the corner.
Offshore Warriors took some damage early on, but they've kept 3 alive, at least for now. So they're going to try and apply the pressure onto Phoenix here and keep them at bay, allow them to be just outside the circle. That circle is going to come in. Now it starts to do a bit more damage, so they will have to move forward, hence why you see the smoke start to go down and provide them with at least a bit more cover. But is it going to be enough here? Because Rostec Warriors, they're still wanting to engage in this. They wanted to take these fights. The knocks start to come into play. The nades have gone down as well, and Phoenix, one player left alive. Can he hold on to it? He's got 3 of the Oztec Warriors starting to push around into him, and he's also taking that circle damage.
Soki's making a run for it, but as you said yourself right there, a lot of damage coming in from the blue. He's trying to get inside the house, but it's blocked off with the bike. And in the end, Oztec live to see another day, not losing a single player in all of that. Really, really good job by them with the flank around to the side from Outlaw, able to get himself the first knock, and then good damage coming in from Abro and Cyberino.
And I love the timing, right? You knew the circle was coming in, so they were just thinking, well, if we push up now and apply the pressure, that means they have to stay for a little bit longer. And if they do, they're going to take extra circle damage. So why the hell not?
Really, really well played. But now, once again, Fenerbahce, that might be their change of strategy coming into this week's games. We just talked about them. They played on land for the Pro League qualifiers. They were invited to play there. And then they stomped their regional qualifiers afterwards for the Contenders. We haven't really seen a whole lot for them. And now they might have time to shine.
Oh, Shaxi, did he just spot out Cyberino on the edge? Just in the spot, Outlaw's been taken down. Oztec now. They've got 4 kills so far, 2 players left alive. They're going to start to use the nades out. Abo, what can he get done here? This is going to be the interesting position to play from because you've got the bike blocking the door. Your teammates have gone down now. Is he just going to try and hang in there? Or is he going to be pushed into?
From far, far away, Alpha is shooting all the way up towards them. Oh, that nade down to 24 HP. Second one will do the work, and that's a triple, I believe, for BSD, actually. A guy that we've seen solo player remaining a lot of times, but now as they came to third party, Cass and Stella comes to fourth party, and one guy goes down immediately. That's Kalimdor.
Yeah, Stella, they're hungry, they heard it, they know what's going on. The BSD, he's still able to deliver, he finds a knock-in reply. This means that it could be an even fight in there. A Seacorp have also gone down, and it's Northern Lights that have stepped up to do it. Furax couldn't catch a break, couldn't hold on for too much longer. Zen started that little party off for him. Gamer Legion also helped out, same as Phantom from 3D Max, and this makes it a lot more interesting.
See the nades coming in, trying to see if we can pin down exactly where they're sitting those nades, though just a little bit off. You're talking about 60 coming into this week's games. Has been showing his potential. He's done it many times before, but in this lobby as well. Now with the front guy up, 60, trying to see if he can get the angle on towards them. Cass and Moleman staying behind with the DMRs, trying to get the better angle with Jambaroon potentially in a flank position, not sure. No, actually, you know what he's doing? He's looking behind. Thank you, Jambo. You always have to have one guy that's checking your 6 because, well, more often than not, there'll be a team rushing up on you like you rushed up on Fenerbahce.
Exactly that, right? You're keeping them
Thank you.
eyes peeled. You're looking around and saying, all right, I'm not going to allow this to happen to us. Now, Fenerbahce will be given a little bit more room now, as Stella will alleviate that pressure and just move back for now. They're going to put themselves nicely in the circle, take hold of this northern area. But they've got 3D Max close by. And actually, Noki.
I was going to say, no, he was way up north the whole time, and somehow they found each other.
Yeah, he's like, I'm reunited with my long-lost brother.
There you are. Welcome back, my friend. That's amazing. Gotta love it when it happens. Same thing as yesterday when one of the players from Besiktas could get to his teammates. Didn't happen in the end, though, unfortunately. But now Northern Lights, they have the chance of pushing on Not Fair here. Nades are raining on in, trying to use that fence for cover. Constantly looking around. He knows more people are coming in. The timing could be off, though. He has to get himself into some sort of cover.
Yeah, they knew what was about to be coming. There's another set of players coming to give the backup towards their team. Not Fair. Starting to deal with this a little bit better here, but are they going to be able to hold on and give their team enough time to rotate in? Because there is so many nades just coming out towards them. Yeah,
using all their utilities to try and clear out this team. They might would have wanted those nades for later engagements. Now the push is coming in, though. Perfectix, nice knock coming in onto BCGG. Quick takedown right there. Secures the entire compound for him and his team. And for Genso and for Rip, they have to figure how they want to play this. Do they want to push in, or do they want to give them the spot and try and maneuver around? It's going to be difficult because the blue is already pushing in.
Careful of those windows, Northern Lights. They pop straight out into it, and the rest of the Not Fair were waiting, but that's not ideal. Maestro hits a nice shot, and he's going to get the finish off as well. Rip9's also taking it, and that is Not Fair eliminated. They're trying to hold up. They're trying to give a little bit more of a defense, but it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
The split from that compound, not ideal.
Yeah, that was the issue. They tried to keep the split. They wanted to come in to help, but then you had a team in Tornado Energy that were constantly shooting at them every time they tried to peek over the ridge, so they could never really give the sort of cover fire that they wanted to from that position. Idea was good, but that compound out there really messed it up for them.
And you see this, right? Trash is just looking to apply the pressure non-stop. He's happy to chime away with those shots. He's got 253 bullets, so he doesn't care about trying to spray them down long range. He wants to just make sure he keeps them at bay. And Gamer Legion, as soon as Northern Lights move out, they're ready for it as well, despite the smokes being there. Now, you can have all the smoke cover you want, but when you've got this many bullets flying towards you, it's going to be so difficult to hold on.
Yeah, they grant you visual cover, but they don't block bullets, unfortunately. That could be an interesting addition to the game. Smokes block bullets. Okay, bro, taken down. Not a whole lot more to it. Perfectix gone down as well. This is just a blind shoot through these smokes. Sokdipnam would get eliminated there in the end. Simpson and Krabik together taking them on down. And for Deep and for his teammate down there, it's going to be a hard run out.
And this is where Gamer Legion don't have the compound for their safety anymore.
Yeah.
Tornado Energy in a great spot. This is the ideal spot given where this has decided to pop now. Fenerbahce going to have to move their way in, but Stella still close by. 3D Max have been able to hold on to the north area for a long time as well. And Riddle, although they've been quite quiet, they're still there just on the eastern side, and they've got compounds to play with.
The thing is, Northern Lights actually have a dip just up northeast of them, where I would assume that Tornado could nade it from if they go out on the front deck, but I mean, they might be in a position where they'll be taking a lot of fire now, though. It doesn't really matter anymore because they are all going down. Last player remaining, Miach, is trying to zigzag and make a run for it. Did manage to get himself knocked off on towards Alpha, but not a whole lot more to it than that. And this is the circle that we're dealing with, right? All these compounds, and then you have a clear cut in the middle up to the northern side where you have, well, just forests and a single little wizard tower.
They will be able to res his teammates, so they're not done for yet, but the push is coming in to finish them off, and you can see this, right? I think it's Melman just there on the left. He's ready for it. As soon as they make a move, he's got cover fire from his teammates, and he's happy to push up into it.
Cool. Fest pulling the heavyweight for his team there as well. Last player remaining eliminated both the remaining players for Fenerbahce, but he would go down there in the end as well. These DMRs are coming in handy. They're doing a ton of damage. Timber getting back up. Bjorn, still 4 guys alive in Gamer Legion, but they're in a rough position. They need a hard shift down towards them if they won't have any more cover coming out of this one.
Now this push coming in means 7 are trying to hold on. They're still delivering the damage. Noki gets the knock onto him. Low on health as well. He will be finished, but inside games they need to also be careful because as soon as they poke out, shots come in towards them, and Stella are looking to finish them right here, right now.
I like to see, I mean, the amount of time that Northern Lights has bought themselves on the bottom of your screen has actually gotten them into points.
Yeah.
They've actually gotten into points off of having spent the last, I believe, 2 minutes inside smokes on the road.
Impressive stuff as Krabic. He gets another one and he lands the headshot. This man over and over again. But it's the grenades that'll do it, and that's the position that Tornado had with Melman being up front. And that does see Northern Lights go down. 3D Max are next to follow as Phantom couldn't stay up for too much longer with only the trees to give him cover.
I think I know what Risa was talking about now. I have to talk to him later. Thank you, Risa. 60. 60. Pushing around. Sampeak all by himself. Look at this. Really trying to utilize the smokes here for cover. Single guy remaining. They expect him to be up there. Nope, not gonna be there. He's outside in a smoke. But how long can he fool them for? 3 guys alive still for Stella.
I think the moment the next smoke pops is going to be the troublesome position for Sam. Now, Sigsy still hitting shots, still able to get it done. They're really convinced that he's somewhere in there.
And they're just trying to really hold those angles safe. They're outside the circle. They still have to make their way on forward. Circle is closing in as we speak. It's moving slowly, sure, but they need to make the run on forward. There you go. Get themselves the kill, though. Moleman taking out Sampeak. That's going to be inside games out of the game.
And they made it to the top 6, but with 5 teams remaining, I'm looking good here for 7. Just because we speak so highly of their actual individual ability and what they can do within the server, the main thing they have here is that they have now got themselves in a position where they've got a compound, they've forced other teams out, they now can just hold on to this. While Gamer Legion tried to make their spray into this, they're actually going to be picked apart by 2 different teams firing into them.
Tornado, they have a somewhat, I was going to say somewhat decent spot in the circle, but I'm actually going to change that to a really good spot in the circle.
The best.
Trying to hold off everyone and trying to see if they can get some sort of third-party opportunities. And that's the thing, right? You can see it right here. Nobody can push them. I mean, either you push over the road, that's a death sentence, or you go across over here in the open, or you try to pull up with vehicles, but by the time you get there, all the other teams have shot at you as well. And that's the reason that we see them with plenty of room to work with out here. Bjorn tried to make the run over towards his teammates, but 7 managing to set themselves up shop in the compound there, do some damage needed. Sinsen now, though, getting active with the M24.
He's looking to put the hurt onto him. He says, I don't care if you guys have the compound, we want to take it away from you as the circle comes in. And we're getting towards the end of this game, and it's also got very chaotic towards everyone has their own little part of the map, but everyone is shooting at everyone at this point, right? The fights are going to really kick off ever so soon. Riddle's trying to work out who they want to engage. Is it going to be Stella or is it going to be 7? Now they're going up towards Stella at the moment because they don't have a compound to play from. They're just coming out of the Wizard's Tower and now wanting to fight.
See right there. Nate coming in, Hamster down to low HP, Timber would get knocked immediately after as well. 60, Stella, they have to make the run on forward. Riddle, though, making them pay for it. Hannibro doing a lot of damage, getting down 60.
Looking for as many kills as possible here as 60 will just die out to the circle, as does Francario. And this is where 7, they've decided to move out, decided to try and take this fight. And Tornado, I love this. Keep 2 in the compound. To have 2 rotate out and try and do some more damage, try and get some extra kills. They know that kills are going to bring them the extra points they need to really jump back up.
And they will have to leave the compound. That's why they're splitting up. They're trying to get so much info. They don't want to get pinned on inside. The end game will be just south of the road there. You can see it. The center point of the next circle will be where the game is going to end. Should it come down to it? Hamster trying to do some more damage. And this is the game of Legion that we've been missing. Getting all these shots connected and sticking as a team. Working well for them right now. But 7 and Red once again fighting each other across the road.
Only Clip and Hannibro left alive. They will be picked apart. 7 Francario. He is hungry for it. Hannibro trying to spray him down, trying to make it work. He does get the knock as Buster travel. He needs to get himself involved in this fight.
Damage coming in, Buster trying to do all the heavy lifting while Edelweiss is getting the rest, but he has to start moving as well because that circle is only closing in and it's only getting smaller, and that compound is going to be out just about now. Hannibro taken down though as Moleman gets himself to run up over the top, secures himself 2 kills, and takes out Riddle.
Stella once again within this top 4 looking to deliver as that nade is absolutely huge from Kamka. He's delivering with the utility, making it work because that's a 5th kill now for Moleman, and he's looking to take down 7 next as well.
Perfect throw coming in from Kamka. There was absolutely nothing that Game Legion could do to counter that. Buster trying to make that run up now, but he's going to take a lot of damage in return. Blue is right on his heels, and he's just down to 6 HP. That's going to be very low, and he actually goes down to the circle in the end of things. So 7 will go out in 4th place, but good game for them overall. Moleman Trying to spray on Makan down through the smoke. Down slow HP. Might be able to get the meds off. Oh, barely any HP remaining. He's going to jump out of there. Okay, he goes into the blue to die. I guess there was no other exit for him. And now it's a 4 versus 2. Stella, we talked about them wanting to get off to a good start. And this sure as hell has been one.
Look at Camco and X Team already starting to make their way round. They've got the cover fire from their teammates, but what a shot from Comfort Trash. Moleman takes the knock. Jamboree taking damage from the circle. He'll just die out to it, and that's going to be a nice, easy win for Tornado.